almost 99% of the people I meet at any stage in life, they haven't realized their full potential yet.
Hello everyone, this is me, Jyotika Bedi, your host, psychologist and founder of Happiness is Love. And we have today with us very dynamic Dr. Vivek Mansingh, who is also the author of the bestseller, Achieving Meaningful Success. And we will talk more about this. So warm welcome to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Jyotika.
I can't wait for you to be my mentor. I can't wait to read the book. We've had amazing conversations regarding how the book can act as a mentor. We will know more, but I just wanted to give a little context where to me, success is not just about reaching a destination, but it's also the journey of self-discovery, continuous learning, and personal growth and development. And this is the work that we do at Happiness is Love, where we help parents, professionals, teachers, educators, everyone develop skills so that we can be more self-aware, be better communicators, and enjoy happier, healthier, meaningful relationships. So my first question to you is, what do you mean when you say unleash the power of me? It's so powerful.
Yes. See, we have almost 99% of the people I meet at any stage in life, they haven't realized their full potential yet.
That's so right.
Right? They haven't become the best version of themselves.
Correct.
And so that is what I mean by unleashing the power, right? Yeah. So if you go to connect the dots, the first part of the book is define who you aspire to be.
Lovely.
99% of the people never define who they aspire to be.
Do that.
So somebody else defines for them. Situations, circumstances, or people, right? So first is to define who you aspire to be, capture that in your goals, and your aspirations have to be captured. Okay. Then you have to work on becoming best version of yourself and realize your potential. Okay. So we help on both sides. So just like your opening commentary was, success is not about just professional success, right? So I present in chapter 2 of my book what I call wheel of goals. And wheel of goals cover, of course, profession and education and materialistic goals, but they also cover recognition, relationship, spirituality, self-awareness. All of these are covered. So the example I have given many for different stages of people, from students all the way to CEOs, right, can use this model. And so first you capture your aspirations as your goals. Now the second part become worthy of those aspirations. Yeah. Right. So first, even thinking big is not easy. I give examples, and a well-known example is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He was a ticket collector at Kharagpur railway station, right? He didn't aspire to become a station master or a senior ticket collector. Yes. He aspired to become a cricket player and play for India. So this is what I mean by thinking big. And one of the mentor's job is to assess the mentee and help them aspire big based on their level of capability. So then you assess, then you create a wheel of goals that this is what is important to me in life. This is what I want to achieve. And then the second part is become worthy of it by becoming the best version of yourselves. And I'm focusing on only 4 things that any person can focus on. Number 1 is be very passionate about your goals. If you are not passionate about your goals, you are not going to get there.
Yeah.
Right. And I, in one of the chapters, I call passion, I describe the science of passion. How does passion work? It is not just hearsay that, okay, I need to be passionate about my goals. Actually, there is full science, spirituality behind the passion. It is explained in the chapter. If time permits, I can briefly describe it. But one pillar is passion. The second pillar is leadership abilities, which anyone can develop. Leadership ability is not for leaders only. Any individual at any level can develop leadership. And there are a bunch of skills that come when you develop leadership. That includes communication, that includes character that includes winning confidence of your teammate, etc., etc. So there is a full chapter on leadership
Right.
capability development. And interestingly, I cover the latest research from Harvard on leadership and what Ram said in Ramayana 12,000, 10,000 years back. And they are not too different. Isn't it amazing? So enjoy reading the leadership chapter. It talks about leadership and how you develop leadership. The other two skills or pillars are thinking out of the box.
Yes.
Anyone can improve whatever they are doing today. You are doing this interview today. You will learn something from it. Some things will go the way you want, some things will not go the way you want. So tomorrow in the interview, you can improve.
Yes.
Right? This is what I call innovation, creativity, or thinking out of the box. Continuously improve no matter what you are doing and how well you are doing.
How amazing.
I have interviewed Rahul Dravid, Prakash Padukone for one of the chapters of my book. These are world champions in their own way. But they still are working on improving whatever they are doing, right? So one chapter is about thinking out of the box, developing creativity and innovation. And then the last part is excellence. Anyone can develop excellence in their core area of competence, right? So you, for example, you are an interviewer, you are an author, you can always improve in that. Yes. There are always people who you can learn from. Right. And then how do you build excellence? Because world rewards excellence. Anybody you know outside your friends and family is because they have achieved certain level of excellence, right? Amitabh Bachchan, Rahul Dravid, Virat Kohli, just take anyone. And these are famous people we are taking the name of. But excellence closer to your home could be the boy or a girl who topped in your class, right? Or if you are working in a company, the go-to person in your company. These are people who have achieved certain level of excellence. So success very much depends on excellence. And that is another chapter on excellence. So if you focus on these four,
yes,
passion, be very passionate, develop leadership capabilities, thinking out of the box and creativity abilities and excellence capabilities. And the book describes how to develop that. Then you can become the best version of yourself and realize your potential, which most people, even they don't know how much potential they have. So if you work on these and have good aspirations, you achieve something that is amazing and even surprises you.
Excellent, sir. And I remember you had set a goal for yourself that you're going to mentor at least 1 million people. What a beautiful goal. And please tell me, how did you feel when you achieved that goal?
Yes. After I retired from Cisco, I gave myself 5 goals. This is very important for people to understand who think they have done well.
Right.
They will be surprised to know that there is more potential there. Right. So after I finished my career at Cisco, head of Cisco India, I said, okay, I was 60 years old. And I said, okay, what do I want to do in the next 10 years? Right. And so the goals were, number 1, to help create 3 to 5 unicorns or very successful startups from India and take them global. And these should be very, very successful. Unicorns means a company has reached $1 billion market cap. Right. So very successful companies. Create 50,000 jobs. Mentor 1 million people. 4th was to impact 10 lakh people, almost 1 million people, through my indirect interventions at non-profits that I work with. And then contribute to 1 lakh people through direct intervention. And then the other goals are more personal in nature, about health, relationships, and so on. I very much use my wheel of goals even today.
Right.
I'm 67 years old now. So even it is relevant to me now. Okay. So these were my goals at the age 60.
Right.
And I have given talks at Rotary and other places where people are playing cards all day. That sure, enjoy, play cards, you deserve it, but do something more also.
Yes.
And you can. Right? So one of the goals was to mentor 1 million people, because I look back and I said that I have made a lot of impact to people who I have mentored all over the world. Yeah, so I have mentored people all over the world in India, US, China, Singapore, many places, and I was able to make a significant impact to them. So I said, okay, now I want to mentor 1 million people from high school children all the way to CEOs.
Amazing.
Now, nobody has done it before. This is what I call out of the box thinking. So
Yeah.
now, how do you do that? I can't meet face to face million people. So that is why I wrote the book, which will act as a mentor. And then I launched my website along with the book, where people who have read the book, they can ask questions,
Mm.
and their questions are answered free of cost by a group of my mentees. And the book profits are going to Chitrakoot Eye Hospital for eye care for the poor. So this is what I'm trying to do. I haven't reached my goal, Jyotika, yet. I have reached 500,000 people, 500,000 more to go. But Hindi edition of the book is coming,
Okay.
because for Hindi belt we need to do that.
Right.
And with that, an English edition continuing to sell strong,
Right.
I am sure I'm going to achieve 1 million in the next year or two.
You will, sir, and I'm sure this podcast and video will reach many. Thank you for the work that you do. I'm immensely inspired and very grateful for the work that you do. And this takes me to my next question: that what makes success truly meaningful in your opinion?
Yes, very good question, Jyotika. So I give example in chapter of my book early that in US, lot of studies have been done by people who are seemingly very successful. So in one study, they interviewed S&P 500, the 500 largest companies in US, their CEOs after they retired, and they asked the question, do you consider your life to be successful?
Oh, interesting.
And many of them said no. Okay. So these are the people who we aspire to be in many cases, but they don't think they are successful themselves. I'm giving you another example. Professor Clayton from Harvard University, MBA, he did a study and he followed a class of graduating MBA students for several years after graduation.
Okay.
So after 5 years in the alumni meet, every student, every professional was doing great. Good cars, good spouses, lots of money, lot of travel, etc. After at the 10th year, 30% people did not show up. 10th year of graduating of the class. And he found out that a lot of them were having health or relationship or other issues. At the 25th year of graduating of that class, only 1/3 people showed up. 2/3 were unhappy with their life. Many had serious mental or physical sickness, and many of them had serious relationship issues, and few had ended up in jail.
Oh my God.
Now, this is Harvard MBA batch of students, right? So then what happens? This is when you lead a single dimension life of chasing some money or only profession and things like that. We are humans, we have many other needs also.
Right.
And so meaningful success is when whatever you define, you achieve, but it has to be multidimensional and balanced. So what is the point if you achieve financial success and die of heart attack at 40?
Exactly.
Right? What is the point if your family hates you and you have achieved whatever success you want?
You're living in a mansion and you don't even have a family.
You don't have family, right? So I think this is why. And most people take things for granted, or they try to achieve things in a serial way, which is first let me achieve financial success, and then I will take care of my family, and then I will take care of others, and so on.
And then
That
I'll
is
be
not
happy, thinking that
then I'll be happy, right? So like you said earlier, first of all, the journey of life itself has to be fun and enjoyable.
Right.
So you cannot live it serially, right? Secondly, many goals like health and relationships and even giving back, I'm a big proponent, and I'll come back to that later. But these goals are as important in your life as your professional, materialistic, and other goals. So have those goals, chase those goals, no problem. but allow certain amount of time to make sure your other life goals that are important to you are also met. And that is what I call meaningful success. It's
Lovely.
ultimately your life, you decide, but learn from people who have made these mistakes rather than making it yourself, and define your goals early in the process. And I have mentees from high school kids all the way to CEOs,
Mm.
right? And they are defining their goals and leading a more meaningful life. And then that leads to happiness and regret free life. That is what we need.
Lovely. Excellent, sir. And we're a support group where we work with parents and professionals. And, I always say I have three children of my own. There is no manual or guide when you become a parent. So we really help parents develop skills that can help them be a better parent. There is no perfect parenting, but how can I improve my communication style? How
That's right.
can I connect better with my child? Like you said, success is lifelong learning. At least this is my definition as a parent. So I want to ask you, sir, how do you suggest that we as parents raise our children in a way that they too seek meaningful success?
Yeah, excellent question. And so I think in my mind, you need to ask them to have large aspiration, big aspiration.
Yes.
First, no matter what they want to do, they want to be a doctor, they want to be a business person, they want to be a teacher, they want to be
Yes.
professor, anything, right? Have that aspiration,
Mm.
because then that aspiration creates passion and it drives the person. Then everything else comes from behind. The child needs to know, I'm learning better communication skills to do what?
Yeah.
How does that actually help me, right, as a person? So I think my take is that always begin from understanding your child or mentee, and understand and raise the bar of aspirations that the person has.
Lovely.
If they have no aspiration, there is no passion, and there is nothing you can do to actually help them in any way. So first step in my mind is aspiration. Capture it as goals. You may capture in a serial way. 1 year I want to do this. After 5 years I want to do this. After 10 years I want to do that.
Right.
And then guide them and help them achieve their aspiration. And once they achieve 1 year aspiration, I want to do this and achieve it in 1 year, and they achieve it, and you help them achieve that, they are now more excited to achieve second year goal and then fifth year goal and so on. So aspiration driven journey, and in a aspiration in a balanced way, not just chasing any one dimension of life.
Right.
The journey will be fun. You will be achieving a lot more than you think, and then you will lead a regret-free and happy life.
Excellent. So I'd like to share that my husband and I, we made a vision board of our parenting, because very important for us to be aligned as a couple. Only then we can raise kids who are happy, who understand what success really means and are healthy, etc. So I also believe parenting is about leading with example. So when our children see us make these vision boards for ourselves, it also somewhere inspires them and drives them to make a goal for themselves. Our eldest is in USC studying at University of Southern California. So this
Okay.
was from class 9 onwards, because
Okay.
we modeled it as parents, that okay, every year we're going to have a family meeting. We're going to discuss again all the dimensions, not just your goal to get into a dream school, but health, relationships,
Excellent.
friendship, connections. And it's so beautiful, sir, now that the conversations around when we talk as a family are like checking in with each other. Hey, how's that goal going? You said that you're going to lift so many weights. Did you manage to do that? So it's very nice, sir.
Excellent, excellent. So 2-3 points on what you just said. Number one, I talk about vision board in the book on how to capture your aspiration in the on the vision
nice
board.
Okay.
Right, that is one. On parenting, you said walk the talk. I say that one of my quote, which has been liked a lot, is be what you want your children to be.
Simple.
Okay, be what you want your children to be.
Yes.
Right. And number three, like you said, so I have been a mentor to my kids from grade 6 onwards. So even in grade 6, I'll walk through this example so that you have an idea how to help other students.
Yes.
So my elder son wanted to be in finance.
Hmm?
He was very fascinated by finance and stock market and so on. He had done a project in US when we were living in US in the grade probably fifth or something like that, which won an award in Santa Clara County and so on. So initially he had that interest, and we sort of supported that. In
Lovely.
grade six, he wrote down that I want to study finance from these five schools. And these five schools were Stanford, Berkeley, CMU, Carnegie Mellon University, and other couple of schools. And then he, from sixth grade, and then he wrote down what does he need to do in the next few years to become worthy of getting admission at one of these colleges. And he did that, and he went to Berkeley. Right? He went to Berkeley for undergraduate degree. Then he got into Wall Street. He worked there for 2 years. And here is an interesting part. After he worked for 2 years in a finance company in New York, he didn't like that.
Okay.
He said that this is not what I expected. This is not what I want to do. So that's also fair. It's your life, one life. You are allowed to make changes as needed. And so we sat down, we discussed what does he want to do. So he wanted to work on the intersection of finance and technology. New goals came into being.
Yeah, so new goal emerged.
That's right. And then he said that then the best way to do that change was to do MBA. And he got into University of Michigan MBA school. He specifically chose that school because it was less competitive. His point was that I have competed enough. I have gone to Berkeley. I'm done. Now I want to learn for fun.
Wow.
And University of Michigan does not give grade. It doesn't make students compete against each other and things like that. You already are there. You already have the basic skills, right? So he graduated from there, and then he worked at Amazon, and he's still at Amazon working on the intersection of finance and technology.
So this power to you. Sorry to interrupt you. More power to you as a parent, because this is parenting done right, where you are offering unconditional support to your child, saying, hey, let's reinvent the wheel. Let's redefine success. I'm here for you.
Absolutely.
That's what parenting is about.
And it doesn't end there. Let me now bring the meaningful part of success in this game, right? Both my children have been giving back from very early stage. So even when they were getting pocket money, let's say 100 rupees, 10 of that they had to give to somebody else, right? 90 they could keep. So from very early childhood, they understand fitness and spirituality and giving back, etc. Now, after he got into Amazon, he got married to a lovely girl, Anusha, and they are married. Now, after a couple of years, they were planning family. And they thought that it is difficult to plan family in United States because very limited help is available, right? So they decided to move to Singapore, where help is available. But it may cost them in their career. And they were able to make that trade-off that, okay, fine, for next few years, career is not the top priority. Family is the top priority. And so they moved to Singapore. They have a baby now, 2 years old, my granddaughter. And now they're enjoying the time with her, still keeping their career as a secondary priority.
Amazing.
And money as secondary priority. Anusha has left a job. She's focusing on the child.
Raising the child, yeah.
And then after a couple of years or whenever they want, they can pick up the career again.
Amazing.
So this is what is important. Now, to come back to your point, be what you want your children to be.
Yes.
I needed to set an example for them. And my own story, which is described in chapter 1, I was living happily in US and had founded a company, was CEO of that company. When my mother developed kidney problems, we took her to US. Stanford Hospital gave her 6 months to live. That day, That evening, I talked to my wife, I talked to my children who were in fifth grade and eighth grade at that time, and we decided to come back to India. Giving up the US life, giving up the CEO position, giving up my company. Nothing was more important at that point in my life than taking care of my parents.
Amazing.
We moved to India, to Bangalore, where I did not know a single person, without job, without children, idea where children will go to school, nothing. But God is always kind when you have good intentions. Everything worked out. But that example I give because this is what meaningful success means. I could have justified it by staying in US and making few phone calls to them and so on, and how are you and so on. Instead of that, we said this is the most important thing for us now, and we came and we spent time with parents, and we did. And my mother did lived for 2 years, not 6 months, because we were all living together. And before she passed away, she said, in the last 2 years, I have lived 10 years. So don't feel sorry for me. And this is what I call meaningful success, right? So the example is there. For parents, I have a very clear message that be what you want your children to be.
I'm feeling
Do not
hearing your story.
And I can keep giving you example, but this is so important. So my children have this model ahead to look for.
Yes.
And in the end, did I really sacrifice in financial or other goals? The answer is no, right? So that is what meaningful success means. My second child's story is also very similar. Actually, he is so motivated by giving back that from grade 12, he has been talking about working in impact investment. Impact investment in an area where you invest for a certain company, like a venture capital, but instead of for-profit companies, you only invest in impact investment, companies that create impact. From grade 12, he has focused on that. He finished his MBA at Duke University, and he got an offer from Google, and he got an offer from social finance. Social finance does impact investment. Google, of course, you all know. His compensation at Google was many, many times more than social finance. But guess what? He joined social finance.
There you go.
This is what meaningful success means. And now he is enjoying his job at social finance, having much less compensation, but enjoying it because he is passionate about this area. He loves what he does and the impact he creates. And he is on his way to meaningful success.
Yes.
That's right.
So because we work a lot with young adults and professionals and parents and entrepreneurs, they are always asking us this question: how do you balance work and life?
Yes. So I gave examples of the student life of my kids because I think probably a lot of people you work with are students. But I'll tell you equally, when I've described my journey in my book, how many times I have made aspirations for seemingly impossible thing related to profession also. Let me just.
Yes.
Sorry for phones. How many times I have. So let me tell you, I did PhD. That's a story. I wasn't swayed by how much money we had, how will we get admission, and very unique way I followed to get admission for PhD at Queen's in Canada, right? That journey is described. It is very inspirational, and basically it will help people believe that they can achieve whatever they want, irrespective of the resources they have. Right? Then after that, I made a goal that I want to be the best #1 person in my area of research in United States. What kind of goal is that? Massive, right? In United States, you are talking about. And through mentoring, through other things that I have described in the book, I achieved it. Right? So even for professionals, I will say, whatever your aspiration is, work with a mentor. If you don't have a mentor who can guide you, use the book. Book describes very playbook kind of approach for students, for professionals, for CEOs. Right? Even for very, very senior professionals, I will tell you that it is very relevant. because I'll give you an example in 30 seconds. I gave a talk to 50 CEOs in Singapore about 6 months back.
Okay.
All 50 were managing directors or CEOs, and they all wanted to reinvent themselves, and they all were helped by my book,
Wow.
How to Reinvent Yourself. So the book is relevant at any level and for any profession,
Right.
and it really can transform you into a person that you would be proud of while achieving meaningful success.
Wonderful. And sir, you work with so many interesting and successful people. Please tell me, what are your top learnings after you have engaged with so many people?
Yeah, excellent question, Jyotika. In chapter 12 of my book, I have interviewed 11 people who have inspired me.
Gee.
These are exclusive interviews for my book on the topics of the book. Who are these people? These are Ratan Tata, Narayan Murthy, Dr. Kiran Majumdar, Dr. Devi Shetty, Sadhguru Ji, Rahul Dravid, Prakash Padukone, Vinita Bali, Bani Kola, and so on. 11 people I have interviewed. And I have worked with hundreds of people in my life. And the claim to fame I have is that I have had an opportunity to work with David Packard, Bill Hewlett, Michael Dell, Steve Jobs, and John Chambers. Okay, right opposite here is a big poster that is there where Steve Jobs has said, Vivek couldn't have done without you, signed Steve Jobs.
Wow.
Right? So I have worked with lots and lots of successful people. Right? So what can somebody learn from that? And that is the focus of chapter 12, right? So first, they all have aspired big.
Right.
Okay? Seemingly impossible things, but they aspired big. Two, they are very, very passionate about what they want to achieve. Extremely passionate. And read the chapter on passion to sort of learn what passion does to people. It makes you into superhuman being. It turns you into superhuman being. So they are very passionate. Number three, they work very, very hard. So my message to our young people is, working smart is not good enough. Working smart and hard is what it takes to succeed.
There is the and. Yes, smart.
That's right.
And,
That's right. It's not or, right? Number four, these people have very strong values to guide them through their lives. Whether it's Narayan Murthy or Ratan Tata, I mean, these people you know, but people you don't know. John Chambers is there, who's Cisco's chairman, and so on. So read about them and see what has made them. They all were very ordinary people when they started their journey. I want you to know that. Narayan Murthy was just like others, Ratan Tata was just like others, and they all failed also in many, many ways, in many places. Right? But they still reached their destination by doing the 3-4 things. And the fifth thing that they all have in common is they believe in giving back. And as I said earlier, giving back is not that when I become a billionaire, I'll give $100 million to some cause. It is good to read those stories by Mr. Murthy, by Premji, and other people that they are giving billions. But that is not what giving back is all about. Giving back is whatever you have at any point in your life, sharing a bit of that with people who are less fortunate. Right? I'll tell you a story that is in my book, as well as, and all these interviews are on my website, Jyotika. So people can go and
the website,
and it'll be amazing experience if you hear Dr. Devi Shetty talk about his life, Narayan Murthy talk about his life. And these are not generic interviews that where were you born and where did you study. It is about the content in the book, right? Meaningful questions.
Right.
So let me give you an example that Mr. Murthy shared with me. He said that his father was a school teacher. Mother was a homemaker. There were 8 or 9 brothers and sisters. Right? So 11 people to feed on the salary of a school teacher in a village. Even then, his mother invited one less fortunate kid every day to eat with them for dinner they invited, right? This is giving back. Now, this giving back is showing up as success of their children, including Mr. Murthy, who I have highest regard for, but you will hear similar stories. So I'm a big fan and big believer of giving back in any way you can.
Yes.
If you don't have money, that's fine. You can teach your driver's son for half an hour a day.
Right.
Or if you don't have driver, maybe some other person who you can help in one way or the other. Just give time. No need to give money, but start giving back and see how universe gives you happiness and
Joy.
helps you achieve goals, including joy. Yes.
Lovely, sir. Last word, sir, before I don't want to end this, but I understand that we have time restriction. Please tell me any last message for our audience.
Yes, very important message. Each one of us need a mentor. I still have mentors, multiple mentors, right? At 67. So each one of us can do bigger and better things with the help of a mentor. Have mentors. Now, it is difficult to find a mentor in many, many situations. I completely understand that. And that is exactly why I wrote the book.
Right.
The book is the cheapest that Penguin publishes. I made sure the price is kept as low as possible. And even whatever profit comes out is also going to a worthy cause, right? So I'm not trying to promote the book to make money or anything. I'm trying to help you. Book is a great start. You read the book and move 5 steps, and on 6th step you will find a mentor who will help you from 6th step to the 10th step.
Amazing.
So my message is, take mentoring very seriously. Look at the earlier 5 things I talked about, what has made people successful. Work on that. You owe it to your parents, to God, to yourself to become the best version of yourself. Yes. Don't leave any potential. So work through these principles, use my book as a mentor, and then use mentoring to help you achieve the unimaginable aspirations that you might have. God bless you all.
Amazing, sir. I would urge everyone to go get the book because I personally believe it will help you define your success in a very personal and empowering way that will go beyond societal expectations and external pressures. It will help you discover who you are, what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. It will align your actions with your values and will inspire you to continuously strive for more learning, for more growth and more development. So
absolutely. Just last 1 second, I want to clarify the book is relevant from grade 9 onwards.
Right.
So
right.
Don't think it is written for CEOs only.
Right.
From 9th onwards, you can start adopting pieces of suggestions that will make you into a wonderful person.
Thank you, sir. We need more of that. Lots of my love and regards to you. I really appreciate you taking out time. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for the work that you do. The world needs your flame.
Thank you so much. And I bless all all the people who are working with you to achieve meaningful success in life.
Thank you, sir. You have a beautiful day, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.